So we are from Table Tennis Canada, and we are super happy and honored to be here at the Sport for Life Summit here in Gatineau. And we will present you our presentation that we prepare for you today, Empowering Change, the impact of our Equity, Diversity and Inclusion Committee. With me today, Emilia Cabrera Mallette, former national team athlete, young coach, and member of our EDI committee.
I introduce you Karine Dumontier, our EDI program manager. In this presentation, we're going to learn more about Table Tennis Canada, more specifically the EDI committee, and we're going to present 4 of the projects that we have created, which is the Women Table Tennis Campaign, the National Girls Training Camp, our collaboration, and the Women Coaches Mentorship Program.
Table Tennis Canada created the Gender and Equality Committee in 2021 to try to find some new initiative to increase the number of girls and women participation in table tennis across Canada. Last year, the Gender Equity Committee became the Equity, Diversity and Inclusion Committee. And today we will present you our Gender Equity Initiative as we work on gender equity for a longer time.
Besides Karen and I, there are 6 other amazing volunteers who are part of the EDI committee. We have a chair, that's Julia Charbonneau. She used to be a national athlete. She still plays, is coaching, and she's also an administrator.
As you can, not surprisingly, as committee we have meetings. So we meet online monthly. We are invited as observer. Our chair go to the TTCAN board meetings as observer. We can send some recommendation to TTCAN board related to EDI, and we manage the allocated budget when we have. But mainly our work is to prioritize activities, and we organize all the activities that we plan accordingly to the action plan and policy. So why are we doing that? We have some slides here where you can see that we have a low number of coaches and athletes in table tennis. It's better for officials and board of director, but for board of director, I have to say that it's very new. We, for a long time, had no or one woman on the board. If we look at the number for coaches, it looks not so bad, but this is a little bit tricky because this is the proportion of NCCP certified coaches in the locker, but we don't know exactly how many coaches are actually active in each province and territories. In fact, we know because I could name them, and it's not because I have a good memory, it's just because they are very few. We know that for provinces and territories, it's very difficult for them to send some women coaches, for example, Canada Games, and we have no woman coach selected for to coach our athletes when they are competing outside of the country to coach them. So this is a problem. That's why we focus our main work on coaches and athletes in our initiative that we will present you today. Donc, en résumé en français, le fonctionnement du comité, c'est des bénévoles de toutes les régions du Canada. On se réunit de façon mensuelle en ligne. On gère le budget alloué. On est invité comme observateur au sein du CA de TTCAN. On peut leur soumettre aussi des recommandations en lien avec les sujets d'équité, diversité et inclusion. Et on priorise, plus facile à dire en français qu'en anglais, on priorise et on organise toutes les activités que l'on planifie.
The first project that the EDI created is the Women in Table Tennis Campaign. Women in Table Tennis Campaign actually began with the voices of the athletes through the Athletes Commission. They started to notice some gender inequities and problems regarding the small amount of women players. That's when the EDI decided to join the Athletes Commission to better understand the reality that the athletes were facing. We after collaborated with them, and as of today you can see monthly the Women in Table Tennis Campaign. We had 3 goals for this campaign. First of all, we wanted to highlight our women participants by putting forward their achievements. After that, we also wanted to increase awareness on the challenges that the women in our organization were facing, but also identify how they can overcome those barriers. When we were creating the logo, it was really important for us to highlight the diversity, but also the individuality of the woman. We have chosen large block of letters that spells the word woman to highlight their strength and power. In red, you can read all the roles she can have in our organization, such as being a coach, an official, an administrator, or an athlete. In gray, you can read all the adjectives that the woman can have to really highlight their unique stories. All the women who are featured in the campaign are nominations from the table tennis community. When they're highlighted, it includes a short video presentation on YouTube, 3 different posters using the same design on Facebook and Instagram to highlight our feature, and we use the same design because we want our campaign to be recognizable by the community. There's also a takeover on Table Tennis Canada Instagram on the day of the publication by the person highlighted. We also asked the women who are featured to answer these 3 questions. We wanted to adopt a positive approach for this campaign. That's why we have chosen to ask them, what do you love about table tennis? What is one challenge you have faced in your journey this far due to your gender? And what words of advice would you give to another woman who's gaining experience in your role? And we think that words of advice are really helpful in reflecting on the experiences that the person has gone through and perhaps their challenges while being hopeful that things can change. Here's an example of the campaign of Karine an athlete. Of course, we also highlight our coaches, such as Femmes Win. Sometimes we highlight a group, such as the executive team at UBC Thunderbirds Table Tennis Sport Club. And we highlight our officials, such as Erica Enns. We were very proud to be featured in the International Table Tennis Federation magazine, and this shows that the Women in Table Tennis campaign not only had an impact in Canada, but also worldwide. Je vais maintenant vous résumer la campagne des femmes utilisables en français. Donc, on avait 3 objectifs pour cette campagne, qui étaient de mettre de l'avant les femmes dans notre organisation, sensibiliser sur les défis qu'elles peuvent rencontrer là, au courant de leur carrière, puis aussi comment elles peuvent surpasser ces obstacles-là. On leur demande 3 questions auxquelles elles vont répondre dans un sondage, qui sont qu'est-ce que tu aimes du tennis de table, quel est un défi que tu as rencontré dans ta carrière en raison de ton genre, puis aussi c'est quoi les conseils que tu donnerais à une autre femme qui a de l'expérience dans ton rôle. Donc c'est vraiment une approche positive qu'on a adoptée pour cette campagne. Puis, vous vous demandez sûrement, c'est qui peut faire partie de la campagne? En fait, c'est tous les membres de notre organisation, c'est-à-dire les athlètes, les officiels, les entraîneurs, puis les membres de l'administration également.
Our second initiative is the Women Coaches Mentorship Program. So, as you remember, we had a very low number of women and girls coaches in Canada, and it is lasting for a long time now. So we wanted to take actions to be sure that the situation changed. By this program, we recognize the need for support and guidance for our coaches. We want to connect experienced coach with emerging talent to start a career in coaching and increase their coaching skills. All that in preparation of our 2027 Canada Games. The goal is to have certified coaches, ComDev, to be able to coach at these games. What it looks like. So the program just started last July 2024, and we selected 6 coaches from 6 areas of the Canada: Atlantics, Quebec, Ontario, Prairies, BC, and the North. So with these 6 coaches, we organize bi-monthly online sessions with our mentor, Karine Dumontier, former national coach and Olympian. We are super lucky to have her in this program because she's so passionate about coaching. She has so much knowledge to share with the young coaches. So we are very lucky to have her. We create individual certification pathways and monitoring to help them to navigate in that NCCP world. We organize one session all together that will be in Ottawa next weekend, so we are super excited excited about it. We invite them to be assistant coach in our national training girls camp that Emilia will present you just after, to gain an experience for them and to be with some experienced coaches. We support them with some gear, table tennis gear, to be sure that they can give their activities, coaching session properly. We feed the TTK on social media and website with their journey. We invite them to attend our professional development webinars that is organized by Table Tennis Canada every month. And we try to create a community of practice and growth where everybody, mentees, mentors, administrators, everybody can support each other. Even if it just started last July 2024, we are super excited about that initiative because we have 6 coaches very motivated, very dedicated, engaged, dynamic, so it's a great start for us and we are super proud of that. Donc, notre toute dernière initiative qui a débuté en juillet, le mentorat d'entraîneurs, avait pour but de pallier le manque d'entraîneurs féminins à travers le Canada en tennis de table. Par ce programme, on reconnaît le besoin de soutien et de guidance, de guide pour les accompagner à travers ce parcours de certification. Ça vise à améliorer aussi les compétences des entraîneurs et à nous préparer pour les prochains Jeux du Canada en 2027, puisque nous avons très peu d'entraîneurs qui y ont participé et le but c'est de certifier compte dev nos entraîneurs pour qu'elles puissent être présentes aux Jeux du Canada. Nos 6 entraîneurs sélectionnés proviennent de 6 régions du Canada. Elles vont bénéficier d'une gamme de soutien pour améliorer leur capacité de coaching, favoriser une approche plus professionnelle du coaching. On va leur fournir certains équipements de tennis de table pour qu'elles puissent travailler proprement dans leur pratique. Nous avons la chance d'avoir Marianne Dumontier, notre mentor pour le programme de mentorat, qui est exceptionnel et qui organise aux 2 mois des sessions de mentorat avec nos mentorés. On essaie de créer une communauté de pratique afin que tout le monde puisse se soutenir mutuellement. Et nous avons créé aussi un plan individualisé de certification et nous assurons un suivi afin d'aider nos entraîneurs dans le parcours de certification du PNCE. Et une autre initiative intéressante, c'est qu'on les invite à être des assistants coach dans notre camp de filles, notre camp d'entraînement de filles que Emilia va vous présenter juste après.
The third project that the EDI created is the National Girls Training Camp. This is a camp that we host once a year where we invite women athletes and coaches to join us for around 4 days, and we give them the opportunity to have access to high-level training, but also participate in social activities. One of the reasons we have this camp is because it is important to recognize the fact that even among girls, there are further inequities that exist, such as having the limited access to opportunities due to geographic location or the lack of girl players. I'm going to present to you a typical day at the camp. So it is really important for us that the girls will always eat together. So breakfast, lunch, or dinner, they will always eat together because we want to create that sense of community within the girls and also give them the opportunity to create relationship with their peers. They have 2 table tennis sessions per day. Every session lasts for around 3 hours, so they will train 6 hours a day. And they also participate to many different activities throughout the day. It could be the invitation of a psychologist, a nutritionist, or even having them doing a smoothie together. And we want to give them those activities to ensure that they can participate in social activities that they don't necessarily have the opportunity to do at their home or even within their clubs. At the end of the day, we will always end the day with an amazing activity, a little bigger one, so they can go on a boat cruise. They also had a guided visit to the city, or another bigger social activity such as participate in a dance class. We have noticed a lot of benefits from this camp, but we have selected a few. First of all, the girls will create new relationships with their peers and also their coaches. The girls don't necessarily have the opportunity to see their girls' peers often because they are not in, there's not a lot of girls in each club. So that's a great way to reunite all the girls and make them train together. They also learn new skills, such as their new serves or tactics from the coaches that they will have the chance to meet. So that's great for them. And it also develops their autonomy, sense of responsibility, and social skills. For some of the younger girls, it's their first time going out of the house without their parents and even sleeping at a hotel with their friends. And in this context, it's great for them to develop their autonomy in this way, with this camp. We have noticed that once they go back home, they share their experiences with their peers. And we have noticed that because from an addition to another edition from the camp, we have noticed the increase of registration in this national training camp. And we have noticed that once they go back to their respective club after the camp, they have more motivation. Here's a picture of the camp we had in Quebec City where they were visiting the city. And here's another picture when they are training. Je vais maintenant vous résumer le camp national des filles en français. Donc ça, c'est un camp en fait qu'on va inviter nos athlètes et des entraîneurs féminines à travers le Canada de nous rejoindre pour une durée d'environ 4 jours. Puis, ça va être une occasion pour eux là, de s'entraîner avec des entraîneurs qui n'ont pas nécessairement l'opportunité de rencontrer souvent. Une journée typique au camp, pour nous, c'est très important que les filles puissent toujours manger ensemble, puis c'est vraiment pour créer un certain sentiment de communauté là, à travers les filles, puis aussi leur donner l'opportunité de créer des relations avec les autres. Ils vont avoir 2 entraînements de tennis de table par jour qui sont d'une durée de 3 heures chaque, donc en tout, elles vont s'entraîner 6 heures par jour. Puis, au courant de la journée, il va y avoir des activités spéciales, comme par exemple, ça pourrait être l'invitation d'un psychologue ou d'une nutritionniste, où ça va être une belle opportunité pour eux d'assister à des belles activités qu'ils n'ont pas nécessairement l'opportunité de faire quand ils sont dans leur région. Puis le soir, on va toujours terminer la soirée avec une plus grande activité. Ça peut être, par exemple, aller visiter la ville ou faire partie d'une séance de danse. Donc, les filles aiment beaucoup ces activités-là. Puis, on a remarqué beaucoup de retombées de ce camp-là. Ça peut être, par exemple, le fait qu'elles vont développer des compétences, que ce soit des compétences sociales, parce qu'elles vont socialiser avec les autres membres du camp. Puis sinon, ça va aussi favoriser un beau sentiment de communauté parmi les participants. Puis il y en a vraiment là, qui vont se faire des amis là, pour des amitiés à long terme. Donc c'est vraiment un camp très beau pour elles. Ça renforce évidemment aussi leur confiance en tant qu'athlète, mais aussi en tant que personne.
The last but not the least, collaborations. Collaboration is key, as you can know. Throughout all these initiatives, our work emphasizes the importance of collaboration and engagement with participants in our sport. We try to create a supportive environment that encourages that by bringing together athletes, coaches, stakeholders. And collaboration is key. Where is it? So collaboration is throughout our initiative. First, among the members of the EDI committee, because we have members from across the country, and it's super important to hear their voice and to hear what they have to bring us. Because reality in Winnipeg can be very different from reality in Newfoundland or BC. And by this rich discussion, we can go further. Working closely with Table Tennis Canada Coach Development Committee has been very helpful for us. It's by providing webinars with them. We join them on the series that they are organizing with professional development. We can reach out more coaches with topics related to EDI. Before that, we were doing our own webinars, but it was more difficult to reach out all the coaches. Also, we are working on common goals with this committee, such as certification of the coaches. So with the mentorship program, we have them on our site, so it's very helpful for us to go through that for the mentorship program. Athletes Commission, it has been the starting point of our Women in Table Tennis campaign, and we are still working together to make it work. So it's a big collaboration for us, and it's super important for us to hear the voice of the athletes for all the initiatives that we will do in the future. We are always looking for expertise and knowledge from different organizations such as Canadian Women in Sport with Same Game, Canadian Association with the wage program that we are part of. We are super happy to be part of it. This is the new program, maybe you know, for gender equity in coaching. The ITTF, they have some program as well for mentorship coaches. So it's important for us to collaborate with these great organizations. And of course, to have the receptivity of the PTCAM board and staff is crucial. For example, at the last Canada Games, Athletes Commission said to us that they had some issue with the schedule of the tournaments, because historically, the last game of the tournament is always boys final, and they were asking us if we can do something for that, and we suggest to TTCAM staff if we could modify the schedule so it can be for some category the last game is boys, and for other category we finish with the girls final. So this looks like a very small change and a detail, but we had so much positive feedback from our community since we did that. And the Canadian Championship continue to do that schedule, and some provinces adopt that too. So very small change can make a huge difference for our community. So we keep going with that. En résumé, la collaboration, c'est vraiment un élément clé à travers toutes les initiatives qu'on vous a présentées aujourd'hui. Bien sûr, à l'intérieur du comité d'équité, diversité et d'inclusion, pour vraiment entendre les voix et les perspectives de chacun, parce que la réalité est vraiment différente à travers le Canada. S'associer au comité de développement des entraîneurs de tennis de table Canada était vraiment crucial pour nous aider à rejoindre les entraîneurs à travers le Canada au cours des webinaires qu'on organisait sur les sujets d'équité, diversité et inclusion. Le partage des connaissances et des expertises avec d'autres organisations comme Femmes Sport au Canada, l'Association canadienne des entraîneurs ou encore la Fédération internationale de tennis de table, ça a été aussi important pour nous de s'associer aux différents programmes qu'ils offrent et aussi de partager leurs connaissances. Avoir l'écoute du conseil d'administration de Tennis de table Canada et des employés a été vraiment crucial. Pour nous, par exemple, pour des changements de calendrier là, au cours des tournois, ça a été vraiment un ajout très important. We always have some feedback from our participants. We always track by surveying our initiatives. And you can read some of the feedback here, but we have the chance today to have 3 participants with us, and I would like to invite them on the stage, Rose, Kathleen, and Frank, so they can share their experience with you. So, who's first? Kathleen.
So, I participated in this camp because the timing was great, because the National Girls Training Camp was right after the Canadian Championships, and I knew it was going to be a great opportunity for me to meet girls from coast to coast to coast and play table tennis with them and have fun. I loved that it was an all-girls training camp because everybody was so approachable and more relatable, and I knew that it was good. I also learned a lot of new things. I learned a lot of technical things like ball control and feeling with the racket, and I am so excited and looking forward to the next camp.
I was very fortunate to be able to attend 2 National Girls Training Camps. So the first one I was an athlete, I participated as an athlete, and then the second one I participated as a coach. So for the first camp, I've been involved in table tennis for a long time, like ever since I was very young. And when I was young, there were quite a bit of girls in the Manitoba team. But then as I got older, the girls kind of got less and less and less. But even then, like with table tennis, like we were never able to have like a camp where like we have girls all over the province come in together and just train together and have fun together and make really good connections. So it was just a really special thing. And I'm so glad that we're able to keep doing it because I feel like it's just a special bond with everyone. And when we see each other at tournaments, we're still like, hi, how are you? Like we still get very excited to see each other, even though sometimes we don't see each other for like a couple years, but that bond is still there. So it's just a very like amazing thing that we get to experience. And then as a coach, the second time was very different for me. But it was still very, very inspiring and very like powerful at the same time because we never had a group of girls, like so many coaches, to be able to be in the same space and same room where we could just share our ideas, share our experiences and our struggles. It was just very empowering and inspiring, and I'm so lucky to be able to experience both.
I'm part of the Female Coaches Mentorship Program, and I am just so grateful for the meaningful connections that I've built over the last few months, meeting very, very smart and experienced coaches, and as well the other female mentees in this mentorship program. And I'm so excited that we'll be meeting in person this weekend in Ottawa. I hope that through this experience to really grow and inspire others as a coach.
Thank you to Karine and everybody else who was involved to make this possible. Un grand merci.
Thank you for sharing your experience with the crowd here. And we will conclude.
Thank you so much, girls. That was amazing. And to conclude this presentation, I just wanted to remind you of the 4 projects that we have created, which is the Women in Table Tennis campaign, the National Girls Camp, the collaboration, and I always forget the third one. I forget the third one. The Women Coaches Mentorship, sorry. So these were the 4 projects that we created, and I just wanted to say that these are just small steps. We need to keep on doing other initiatives and keep those initiatives in the long term to ensure an environment where equity is put forward and that to make sure that everyone has the full potential to succeed. Also, I wanted to add the fact that if you're not sure where to start with your organization to ensure an equity, diversity, and inclusion environment, I would suggest that you go directly ask your players, your coaches, your members of the administration, really anyone in your organizations, because they will give you another perspective on how you can ensure a safe environment for them. And they always have a great suggestion. Also, the last thing for me, key is really collaboration. You need to collaborate with people within your organization, but also outside of your organization. You will have bigger projects for sure with that.
Thank you very much for listening to us, and I encourage you to follow our initiative on our social media. And now questions.